Hello everyone. Once again, welcome back to your own channel Computer Classes at Home. In this session of Python, we are going to learn for loop. The for loop is one of the most interesting way to do looping in Python. For loop is used when we are sure about how many times a loop body will be executed. Exactly, and that's the only reason we call it definite loop. In Python, the working of for loop is based on various operators and functions. What are the operators and function? Let's understand with the help of syntax. In the syntax, you can see the one way is for variable in sequence and then the colon symbol. Now, in here, this in keyword is basically operator. Fine. It is a membership operator which we will be using for working with for loops. We will explain it little later. And then in this syntax, we have to use loop body as well. These are the statements which are to be executed for loop, means the statements which have to be iterated or which have to be repeated. The second way is for followed by variable in range. And then what is the range? Range actually has initial, final and the step value. This range is basically a function. This is a function which we use in Python while working with for loops, and in the range we need to specify the initial value, means where the range begins, final value means what is the maximum value, last value, and the third thing is the step value, means how we will be moving from first value to the final value. So now we will be understanding about membership operator and function one by one. So firstly, membership operator. These play an important role in controlling the working of a loop. There are two operators, in and not in. As the name indicates, the in operator plays a role in which we check whether the particular value exists in the loop or not. Fine. So let's understand the membership operator in. The in operator is used to check if a given value exists in the sequence or not. It evaluates to true if it finds a value in the specific sequence, or else it returns false. Fine. Now, next we have the steps which are involved in the execution of for statement while working with in. The in operator will first check if there is a value in the list. If yes, then in operator will return the value true. If the value returned by in operator is true, then the loop control variable will be assigned a value from the sequence. Fine, means if the result is true, then definitely the control variable will be assigned a value from the sequence, and if it is false, that means it is not going to be further executed. And what is the second step? The print statement will print the value assigned to the loop variable. Further, every time the in operator returns true, a new value will be assigned to the loop variable and it will be printed. This process of printing will continue until the last value in the sequence is used. The loop will terminate after printing the last value. So definitely when the last value is printed, then the loop is terminated. And then we have the range function. Definitely, as I told in the beginning, the range function is used while working with for loops in Python, is actually very helpful in generating a sequence of numbers in the form of a list. For example, range 10. This will generate numbers from 0 to 9. And in the range we have three things: initial value, which means the integer specifying at which position to start, while the final value specifies the end, and the step value specifies either increment or decrement at each step to reach the final value. While using the range function, the final value is always 1 less than the last value in the given sequence. As you can see in above example, range 10 is giving us 0 to 9, means 1 less than the maximum value, which is 10. And we can use the range function in for loop to iterate through a sequence of numbers also. Now, We will be learning about all these concepts of Python, membership operator and function, in and range with the help of examples in Python. So let's understand with the help of examples. So you can see on the screen one example is there. Print 10 in 1, 2, 3, 20. So if you look at the example very carefully, we have to print the value 10, and the range, or we can say the sequence which is provided to us, is actually we have 1, 2, 3 and 20. So I hope you are guessing the output, but I would like to show you that the result is false. Why it is false? Because we are expecting 10 in this, which is not possible. That's why the result is false. If I write here 10 instead of 20, and if then I execute it, so I'll be able to get the result as true. Okay, so this is the use of in operator, through which we check whether the particular value is actually in the sequence or not. So now I would like to comment this example. Now the second example we have is input, enter a number, and definitely the number should be of integer type, and then we are checking a in 10, 20, 30 and 40. So if we give the value out of all these, that means the loop will be giving us the result true, otherwise false. So let's execute. Enter a number. Suppose I give 20, so it is giving true. Execute one more time. We have to give a number. I am giving 50, so the result is false because it is not in the range. One more time. This time I give 30, so it is giving true. So it's very simple. If we are receiving a value in the variable, and if that variable value exists in the given sequence, that means we are capable to check it is giving true result. Why? Because it is in the range. And if it is giving false, that means it is not in the range. So now we will discuss one more example, and the example is for I in 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, 4 values, and then we have to print. So simply we can see that we are going to print these values 10, 20, 30 and 40, because for I in this means whatever I am asking for, that is the iteration, if it is there in this, fine, so we have to print it. For I in times means for the number of times. So there are 4 values, so for every value I will be firstly equal to 10, then 10 will be printed, then 20, then 30 and then 40. Okay, so now let's continue with the next simplest example. I equal to 10, and then we have print I in range. This time we are working with range function. Print I in range 10 and 20. So if we execute this program, what we will get? Yes, we will get true. Why? Because I is 10, and that I is in the range of 10 to 20, because we can see the 10 is written here. We can take one more example. Suppose this time I write 15. So it is giving the result 15 itself, because I is in the range of 10 to 20, so we are getting the value which we are printing. But if we want to see whether the result is true or false, in that case we will have to check what we are getting is true. Why? Because I is 10 and it is in the range. If I'll change it to 15 here, then it will make the difference there. Why? Because it is giving false. Here I have given 10 and I am checking in 15 to 20, so this is a false condition. Got it? It doesn't matter when we give the value there at the time of execution. If here I give 15, it doesn't make any sense. We have to see true or false from these values. Okay, now last example. Yes, in this example you can see for I in 10 and 20, print I. So again we will be printing the values which exist in the loop, that is 10 and 20. So 10 and 20 is the final and the maximum value we have given these two value in the loop, and we are saying that we have to print them. Print I. We can also do like print I multiply I, and then here we can specify 10, 20, and then we can specify the step, suppose 2. Now if we execute the program, so you can see that for 10, the square of 10 is 100, square of 20 is 400, and the square of 2 is 4, because we are printing the value of I. That's why the squares are appearing this way. But if I specify range here, now there is a difference. When it was just in, at that time it was printing the squares, and now I have specified the range. Now you will see the difference. I'll explain you the difference also. Yeah, so you can see that the square of 10, square of 12, square of 14, square of 16, and square of 18. When we executed first time without range function, it was just showing the squares. Why? Because we didn't say that we are using range. At that time we were working with in operator, which means whether the value exists in the loop or not. So 10 existing in the range, so 10 square 100, 20 square 400, and 2 square 4 was printed. But when we say I in range this, when we specify the keyword range, that means this is initial value, this is final value, and this is step. Step means every time 2 will be incremented in the first value to reach the maximum value. So square of 10 is 100, square of 12, because 10 plus 2 is 12, square of 12 144, square of 14 196, square of 16 256, square of 18 324. So that's the way to work with for loops, with in function, in operator, with range function, and without range function. So I hope you all are able to understand the for loop with in and range. In the next video of this chapter Python looping concepts, I'll be telling you about the different examples of for loop with practical assignments. So thank you so much for watching the video. Keep liking and sharing the video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel if you didn't do it. Thank you so much.